Welcome to Common Grounds, recorded inside the roasting room at the Coffee Roaster in Lincoln, Nebraska. In each episode, we sit down with people from Lincoln and beyond so you can get to know the fascinating individuals who help shape our community. Grab a cup and join us. We're glad you're here. I grew up in Indiana, and in Indiana, basketball is a huge thing. My dad was a basketball coach. And there's a guy that we're going to talk to today that came here from Indiana to play basketball at the University of Nebraska. And his name is Al Maxey, and he's sitting right here with us. And Al Maxey came here from Crispus Attucks High School in Indianapolis, and we're going to talk about that. Mm-hmm. But in 1957, that's quite a few years ago.
Quite a few years ago.
I think we were just calculating. It's about 70 years ago, Al.
So let's not go how old I am, because
okay.
Everybody,
no, I'm not going to go there.
Like, how old are you? Because I tell them, when I came to Lincoln in 1957, 57?
They start doing the math, don't they? Just like I did.
My dad, he was born. But anyway, I get that question a lot.
Yeah, well, but you came here to play basketball.
But I came here under the coach of Jerry Bush, which is a very good story. But we can get later into that story because, right now, Fred Hoiberg is Jerry Bush's granddad. That takes us that far back.
Really?
And I played for Jerry Bush. He was the head coach at that time.
And Hoiberg is his grandson?
Fred Hoiberg is his grandson.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And there's a long story, again, behind all this, right? Because I came here in 57. I'm 18, just turned 18 in May. And I was introduced to his family. And Karen Bush is Jerry Bush's daughter, who is the mother of Fred Hoiberg.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Can't make that up.
No.
Because, so we at the games, she's like 13 or 14, and I'm 18. There was an older sister, and there was another younger sister that Jerry Bush had. And so, of course, now we're very, very good friends. But to go back then, to get me here was a combination of a lot of stuff. And I was fortunate to be capable or athletic-wise to play basketball. And you know what Crispus Attucks is all about. And so forth. But to get me here was a contact from the assistant coach at Nebraska. He was also the head coach of the baseball team.
Oh, okay.
Tony Sharp.
Really?
Sam Sharp.
Yeah.
I know you know. Was his kid.
I did not know that.
Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing.
So to get back to Crispus Attucks High School, which is nationally pretty much known now.
Yeah.
Not so much for me, but for the most celebrated guy is Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
Okay, and we just grew up together. But anyway, Tony Sharp and the head coach at Crispus Attucks High School was Ray Kroll, if you read the book, the Hoosiers and all that other stuff. We're in college together at Indiana Central. You know where Indiana Central is?
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day, he was our head coach. So Tony is now the assistant coach for the Jerry Bush, but the head coach for the baseball team. So who did they call when one thing met the other? Well, I'm going to call Ray Kroll. We've been in school together, and see if we can get Albert Maxey to Lincoln, Nebraska.
And they did.
And they did.
And here we are 70 years later, and you are still here.
And I'm still here, alive, and very happy to be here.
You came here in 1957, played basketball, And then you graduated in what, 61?
No, I left in 61, went back to school after I got on the police department.
Okay.
I graduated actually in 73
Oh, okay.
in Teachers
But-
College,
okay.
K
I
through
knew 61
12.
was in there when, so
One
that's,
night
that's
was
when
into
you
my, yeah,
went to the police department. How did you end up going to the police department?
because I needed a job.
Oh, okay.
And JoAnn and I got married in 59.
Well,
Was she also
JoAnn
from
Maxey, huh?
Was she also from Indiana? You knew
She's
her.
from Indianapolis.
Okay.
I
You
just
don't want to hear
found
that story, do you?
I just found that out. And how did you talk her into coming out here?
Did I actually talk her into it? I don't know.
I think that's just love in action, is what that is.
At first sight,
Yeah, well, not at first sight,
Similar
but,
to it?
but it was love that brought her here.
it might be interesting to know. My junior year in high school, something in me said, I think I want to be a lifeguard. So I went to an all-white school, Bar Ripple. Do you know where Bar?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been in Indianapolis that long?
Well,
Bar Ripple?
I lived there for a number of years.
Yeah, so
I
you know where Bar
I-
Ripple is.
I do.
So I went all the way out there, taking the bus and walking part way to take swimming lessons, swimming courses, and life-saving courses. There was only one swimming pool for blacks on the east side of Indianapolis. So after I finished that course, of course, for a summer job, that's exactly where I went.
Sure.
So early in the mornings, I would have a summer morning teaching how to swim kids, so forth. And JoAnn's brother was in my class.
Okay.
And she would walk about 4 to 5 blocks from her house to the swimming pool with him. And the story went that, he's doing nothing, JoAnn, make sure he does something. Well, we're going to see what's going to take him there. Mm-hmm. And she would sit off the side on the other side of the fence, which was guarded around, and was just reading a book. And after probably 3 or 4 or 5 days, I said, who is this over here? And this kid he said, that's my sister. And it was an age difference.
Uh-huh.
So I got the courage to say, hey, I might just say hello to her. And that's basically where it started. And I tell the story, I've told it before. When I said, that's your brother over there, blah, blah, blah. My name is Albert Maxey. I know who you are. And I said, how do you know who I am? Because I was the all-star team of Crispus Attucks High School. Everybody didn't. It was the only black school in the city. Everybody knew who the team was.
That's right.
Yeah, even though they didn't go, everybody didn't go. And there's a story behind that. I don't know if I'm getting too far in my head. But this school, my dad, mother, and everybody that I knew, uncles, went to Crispus Attucks High School. And I found out later that if you took that ATC test or something before going to high school and stuff, if any blacks during the time they're trying to integrate the schools, that had 93 or something like that or better, they encouraged them to go to a school in their area.
Oh, okay.
Rather than walk all over. I walked, I don't know how many miles to go to school. So, JoAnn went to Shortridge. Mm-hmm. She graduated from Shortridge.
Okay.
To make this short, you remember Herschel Turner that was played with me here? HT, they called him? He's from Shortridge.
Oh, okay.
He and JoAnn graduated from at the same time because she was a year ahead of me.
Is she ahead of you?
She was
a year
1 year
ahead of you?
me.
Okay.
Right. So we met and got through that year. she was at Butler University. You know where that is.
Yeah, in Indianapolis.
And I was finished up my senior year. So that's how I met her. And then there's another part, 2 or 3, is how she felt when she first stepped on the grounds of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
So
You
tell
are?
us, tell us about what it was like.
Okay, we get
being
married.
Here.
Oscar Robbins was my best man.
Oh, really? I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know
he was
that.
my best man. I was starting my second year, and we got married. We had the marriage. We got on the train to come to Lincoln. We got out of the train. You know where the train station is. Walked into the train station, and know what's sitting there back in those days? You probably don't. It's a stagecoach. Set in the middle of the
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
In the middle of the Great Hall.
Yeah.
right. It was
For
a
Pete's sake.
stagecoach. And did she freak out?
She thought you were going to ride the stagecoach to
You
your.
know, if they get some visual, she's doing like, is that a real stagecoach? I mean, you don't see it, but in the movies.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So she looked at that and she said, is that a stagecoach? Albert, they called me Albert Wayne. Albert Wayne?
What are you getting me into?
That's the truth. And she looked at that and I said, and then I said, let's get our bags. She said, now what do we do? I lived at 1029 R Street, right across from Law College.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
On the campus. But prior to that, at the end of that school year, I had to walk up and down R Street to make sure that somebody was going to house me because I lived at Charlotte Quad and places on the campus. It's just house, 1 bedroom, and the bed came out of the wall. It just boom,
One of those Murphy beds.
go
yeah.
back, and now you got a living room, the kitchen, and a bathroom.
So you were in school, playing basketball, and what was JoAnn doing when she got here?
They had Jerry Bush got a job at Gold's department
okay.
store.
Gold's
Yeah,
department store,
downtown.
yeah.
She worked there, and there was some problems because at the beginning, you know, the reason why everybody wanted to see her, she's one of the few that worked there as a black person. And then when they found out who she was,
Who she was married to.
they heard about me. And so she was getting a lot of clients, or what do you want to call
Which
it?
department did she work in?
Oh, clothing, I think, or something
Was
on
it?
the first
Okay.
floor.
Okay.
And was making a lot of money. What was not a lot of money, but I think they even changed the system where, you know, everybody got the same amount. So I don't know. But then she left there and she worked for Dr. Aarons as a lab tech because that was kind of her,
Okay.
what I think she was trying to study
Had she
for.
graduated from Butler by the time
No,
she
she
came
did
out
not.
here? Okay. But she'd had a couple years
Yeah.
there. I remember you
And then-
telling me one time that while you were in college, you also could hang out at the Malone Center. Because that
I
was
spent a lot of the time at Malone Center.
Yeah.
Herschel and I, of course, at that time, we were only blacks. Wilson Fitzpatrick was around, but he was a lot older. He came out of the Air Base
Oh,
here.
okay.
Jerry Bush saw him and thought, okay, but I never played with Wilson Fitzpatrick because when I was a freshman, he was a senior. Herschel was a sophomore. I can't play as a freshman at that time.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't play your first year. And then my sophomore to my junior year, I played. So that's how that worked. But during the summertime or some type of vacation at the university, what are you going to do? So we walked east of there, which was within 4 or 5 blocks. There's Malone Center.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of people of just the same color and
Background
stuff
and
back then.
culture. Yeah.
right now it's Trago Park. You know
Yeah.
where it is.
Yeah.
You seen the new Melissa?
Isn't it amazing?
Isn't it? It is amazing. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, what got me all messed up today is that Ross Gracie House was there, and now I'm showing him all this. And then you get a call, and oh my goodness, what? That's another story.
Well,
So
You're
now
here.
but Crispus Attucks, my graduation class was like 500 or 600 people. And did I tell you that story when we was over at the huddle or whatever? And the people will say, well, you know, there's some big schools, but my senior class was 500 to 600 people. And I tell the story because I knew it. When World War II was over with, a lot of those soldiers went into the service without even finishing the high school.
yeah.
And they were back in
Yeah.
Crispus Attucks about the same time. We had a lot of older people there. And of course, they tell us we had all the best instructors and stuff because if we look at it as I see it today, when I was here, my fraternity, which is Kappa Alpha Psi, and our chapter is Eta chapter, which is a small one of the early chapters. Eta chapter was formed at University of Nebraska in 1916.
Oh, wow.
Really? In 1916.
1916. I mean, you can't say, wait a minute. 1916.
Yeah.
Eta chapter was formed at the university. Where did those people go?
Yeah.
And I remember the older people that brought us through the fraternity. Where were they working? I remember Bert Newton. I don't know if you know the Newton families and some of the older families, the McWilliams and so forth.
Yeah, the Williams.
They were working at the railroad, for the railroad,
Yeah.
Burlington, Red Caps, and they got a college degree. That just tells you a little bit of the times, which a lot have changed, I understand. And if you go from what sports and that entertainment is, what is the musical entertainment is throughout the world and the country now, people pay a lot of money for that entertainment. And if it wasn't for that entertainment, it would not be.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the people that you are playing basketball today, and these players are making an awful, let's not go into NIL money and all that.
Yeah.
But they pay get a lot of money just for entertainment. If the music, the jazz and the blues and all these stories that was told, that people not like me, like you, would go see and pay a lot of money for them to hear that music. If it wasn't for those two things, I think the world would not be like it is today.
Well, that's an interesting point. I'm interested in, here you are, 18 years old, come from a black high school and to a predominantly white community like Lincoln. How was that for you?
I was pretty well scared most of the time because I wasn't the best student as like JoAnn. And when I told you about that IQ type of test, JoAnn was already there.
Yeah.
She helped a lot after she got here.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I realized over the years is that she, as a high school student in all white school, was a lot different than me in all black school. So that wasn't that big of a deal to her. And her fraternity the same way because they both was that short.
Okay.
So they'd figured out how to live in a white
They
world.
just figured out that you do this, you do that.
Yeah.
You try to keep up with the other students. And you got, matter of fact, on top of that, I have 7 in my family. My brother Robert, me, Howard Jr., Kenny, Gary, and 2 sisters. My older brother must have passed that test too, because he graduated from Shortridge.
Oh, really?
And why reason I say that, because Charlotte was within 4 or 5 blocks from my house.
Mm-hmm.
But most
you
people
couldn't
could
go.
not go at
Yeah.
that time. So when they got those test scores, they looked for the white schools really close to get them in to try to change this. And but they got to be comfortable where I was continuing in the whole black society.
So, 1961, 4 years after you came here to go to play basketball, you joined the police force.
And the reason, because I flunked out of school in my junior year. I had a psychology class that I did not convince them, nor did Jerry Bush convince them, to give me something more than an F.
Yeah.
I would have been to a place. But anyway, that's in the past. But
So here you are with a wife, and you got to do something.
I have to do something. And I lived at 1029 R Street.
Uh-huh.
At that time, on 10th Street, was the police department on the north end and the fire department on the south end of
Okay.
that building.
Yeah.
Yeah. can be
And
shared
I walked
building.
out one day for some reason. God knows what we do and how we go through it. I looked that way and I said, I'm going to see if they got a job over there. So, and John's gone to work. And that was before Charlene was born, too.
Yeah.
So, so I walked across there, and I remember Dale Adams and some other people were sitting at the service desk. Now, I didn't know them then, and they said, hey, do you have any employments? You know, is there any way to get a job over here? Why did I do that? And they said, well, I think I know who you, well, everybody knew who I was. Are you at? Now, I get up with this. So I walk in there, and they said, aren't you Al Maxey? And I said, yeah, Al Maxey. I'll get back to that. But once I got in there, I said, yeah, I just got out of school, and I want to try and get me a job. And I just was interested. Oh, no, take this form and go to the city hall, which is right on O Street at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Take that test and fill out those forms and come back. They said, you're hired.
Now,
So JoAnn comes home and she says, I got this grin on my face, and I was kind of smiling. And he says, what's wrong with you? And I said, I just got hired at the Lincoln Police Department. No, you didn't. I said, I can't believe you did that.
but you were the first black.
No, it
Person.
was Harry Peterson.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
know him?
Yeah, I remember that.
Harry
yeah.
Peterson.
Okay.
And for some reason, I kind of inquired about this, why we didn't have more and so forth. And Harry walked 2 beats from the train station, the railroad tracks, up to 10th Street. And then there was a beat from 10th Street to about 13th, and from 13th to about 16th, because they didn't do that much for you anyway. And you had 3 on that side, and you had 3 on this side. So it was always 6 guys walking around on the beat. But Harry Peterson only walked those 2 down in the Haymarket area,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought that was strange. And she said, well, we're going to have to change that too. He had never been in a police cruiser. So they stuck
Just
him,
walked
when
the
I
streets.
started, they put him in a cruiser on the first shift,
Uh-huh.
because everybody starts at the basement shift and to the second shift to the first shift. And that's how we grew. And within, I don't know how long, he quit or retired or something. He worked for King's Food House.
Did he
you know?
really?
Yeah. Right there, 19 and 0.
But you improved his life in the police department if he got to be in a cruiser and got to be in the first shift
He
after
should
you
have
came.
been. Yeah, he should have been there all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was more comfortable and didn't want any promotions
That
and
could
stuff, that's between in the department. But I was fortunate enough that pretty much liked the job. I walked the beat and did all those shifts.
So did you have that same beat?
I did them all
Oh, you did them all?
before I got into the police cruising
Okay.
district. Everybody usually starts one, and maybe the next month they just do two. So you get to know the whole city.
Sure.
And then you'll be on the north side for the first 2 months or something, and you'll be on the south side. So actually, you get to know the city. As they recruited, then you moved into something else. So I can't tell you exactly when I went from that to a police cruising, a patrol officer. And you know where they sent me then?
Where'd they send you?
To the north side,
Of course they did.
T-Town.
Yeah. You said, I know this space.
I think I know this.
I know this area. I know these
I
streets.
know a lot of kids
You knew
that
the
I
kids.
helped grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to rest at sometime, a point. I had trouble in Havelock. It was not one of the best
Oh, I
places
bet that was a
for
hard place
black
to be,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then I got promoted to a sergeant. They said, we're going to promote you to a sergeant. Do you want criminal or do you want traffic? No, I don't want to write no more tickets. I don't want to see no drunk drivers anymore. I don't want to measure skid marks, and accidents.
Yeah.
Are we out there measuring this to make sure who was in the intersection first and so forth and so on? I want to be a detective. So I went into plain clothes, and then somewhere along the way they said, we're going to send you to FBI National Academy. And I graduated from that academy in '73. I came back as a commanding officer. So
Wow.
that's my story for the police department.
And
And
how
then
long-
I decided, because you guys,
we needed campus supervisors.
you wanted
yeah.
campus supervisor. Matter of fact, I probably would have stayed if it wasn't for that.
Were you the first campus supervisor
I
we
was
had?
in charge of all that.
Yeah.
So
You
I
started at Lincoln High.
housed my place at
Yeah.
Lincoln High with Don Coleman.
Yeah.
And then I had different people at all the other
Yeah.
4 schools. I think east, southeast, northeast.
Yeah. 4 high schools at that point.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Lincoln High. It was Mike Workman that got a hold of me, and he said, "Randy, you need to talk to Al Maxey on your podcast." So that's
Oh,
why
this
that's
is
how,
why I'm here.
That's
right?
how you got here today.
Oh,
I wanna
and
give
he's
him a call.
everywhere. He
Yes,
comes
he
to the Malone Center a lot. This
Yeah.
guy, probably to my belief, that really was a good principal.
Oh, he was good.
He was
Yeah.
very good.
But
He
I-
understood the kids, and
I want to know why you were a detective. While you were doing that, what kind of cases did you investigate? What was Lincoln's crime scene
Anything-
like in the 70s?
if somebody broke into your house,
Okay.
they sent a patrol officer. They will write it up, whatever happened to damage. This is just break-in
Yeah.
to a house. They call it burglaries. Then they would turn it over to detectives. Then we'll investigate it. We might. There's different farms, and I know it's changed in different places now, but one of the major, not a requirement, but to do your best job is informants.
Oh, yeah.
So if they made me a sergeant detective, so I'm in plain clothes, I'm dressed and so forth. One of my first duties was to get informants.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew a lot of people in this inner city around Lincoln High. That's a lot of that stuff. Didn't have that much out in the big time neighborhoods,
Yeah.
but we did have burglaries every now and then. But all the buildings and stuff like that get broken into. Your source of information is people on the street. So there was a couple of things they want you to. They don't want all of your informants, but we want to know at least 2 or 3 or 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should have at least 5. This is what the captains are telling us. So that's one of their jobs. Any deaths, whether it's suicide or accidental or whatever, they're going to assign that stuff to you. We're going to get as much evidence that require some way of determining who's responsible. So that's that process. And then we would turn it over to our supervisors. We all get together, and then we go into the county attorney or the city attorney, give them the information. Do we have enough for arrest? Do we need a warrant? We already found out who's responsible. This is the evidence that proved that this person is pretty much responsible, and that's that process. So if you go to the FBI Academy, which they sent me, you learn how to manage that.
Oh, okay.
But I took advantage of some things too, because I was an art major. I majored in art and education, K through 12, with a minor in criminal justice. So I did portrait drawings. I'd worked in that while I was in that academy. I learned the administration type of that job, and capable of being a chief of police if I really wanted to go that far.
So you're one of those people that somebody who witnessed a crime and is describing somebody, you can draw that person?
I tell them, sit down, close your eyes, think about it. And you know when I come to the schools, and you remember I used to draw all the kids in the school?
Yeah, I do.
But anyway, I try to get them to visualize what that scene was like. You know, I mean, it's when something like that occurs, sometimes it doesn't click what you're actually seeing.
Yeah.
And then it's happening. Especially if somebody's holding somebody up or somebody's beating somebody up, somebody's running light or something, and what did the car look like? But what I would do in the schools, when I did those little talks, I get the janitor, somebody that they might really know, but not all the time. And I set it up with the principal to come in and do some type of disturbance. I'll take a book, walk in and scream, ah, or throw the book against the wall and run out. And I said, okay, everybody, this is a test. This is what I want to know, because I'm going to ask you as a detective, what did the person look like?
I don't know.
Look, none of them will say, well, they know the janitor. You'll see him every day.
Okay, yeah.
But then you can tell me more about the janitor. There are a few kids that are that bright. They say, well, that's janitor. That's Joe Blow. Or that's principal so-and-so. They definitely should know who the principal is. That's not what I also want. My other evidence is what they were wearing.
That's right.
Were they limping?
Yeah.
Did they had a short arm to a long arm? Was their skin black, red? Was their hair white? Was it long? Did they have a beard? Did they have a mustache? I get them to walk out of school every day and stop just going and running your mouth up and down, getting home and back, and not looking at the trees, the birds, the cars, the people.
Yeah.
That was my purpose while I was on the police department.
Teaching them to notice. You're teaching them to notice, to
Yeah.
pay attention.
And I still do that today.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, go back to your sweet wife. I know she's gone, but she made an impact on this city just like you have.
Yeah, I would say together as a team, and the people we turned to know and love, and because of Christ, because we were always in church.
Yeah.
Seemed like we were put in the right places at the right time. And it took some work. She was a parent-teacher stuff at Claire McPhee.
PTA president, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And somebody out of that group, Lou Pansy and all
Lou
of them,
Pansing, yeah.
Alice Dittman,
Yeah.
all of them people, they got together and they say, I think we ought to run for school board. No, that's going to take so much. Yes, but you got something.
Yeah.
Anyway, we ran, and we won in our district. So, and then you remember the rest. after 2 years, Governor Exon appointed her. Do you know the senator that was ill or something in that district? I can't remember his name.
I don't
It'll-
know.
He was a
It'll come.
senator,
Yeah,
and he
it'll come.
got ill, and he had to give up that
Yes.
last 2 years of his term.
That was how she was first appointed. She
The-
was appointed to the
he appointed
legislature,
her. Now,
and then
why?
and then she ran for election.
And then we ran for it.
Yeah.
What's the guy won? And he didn't turn out to be. What was I almost got it, but anyway.
But she
Yes,
served-
we finished that term. We ran for that and lost.
Uh-huh.
And like the very next year, we ran for school board again and won again.
And
Why?
well,
The community and the people we ran with, if it wasn't for them,
yeah.
well,
Well,
we
it's
just
just a
had
great deal
something.
that you said Alice Dittman was one of the people
Oh, the
that
whole
asked her.
deal.
And Lou Pansing, who was on the school board.
Yes, and
Lou was
all of them
on,
were,
yeah.
to be honest, going through my notoriety
Mm-hmm.
at the university helped all of this,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
And the
But
police
the
department.
impact that the two of you have had in this community, I mean, there's only one other person that I know that has a school named after him, and I'm sitting next to her.
But there's Campbell.
Yeah,
She was on the police department.
Ann Campbell. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just amazes me.
but
And
Maxey Elementary opened in 1995,
95.
and JoAnn had died before that, hadn't she?
94, wasn't it?
Was it
No?
94?
Yeah. Yeah, because all those schools were
Those four
schools.
schools. Yeah, Campbell, Maxey,
and
Roper,
Roper.
and why can I not think of the other one? Well,
It's up north, isn't it?
Cavett,
Cavett.
Dorcas Cavett.
Oh, yeah.
Dorcas Cavett's the one who was on the police department. She was a
Yeah.
social worker.
Yes.
Yes. Ann Campbell was the commissioner of education.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And who
The-
selected
The
those
school
names?
board did.
The school board.
did. Yeah.
They pick who they
Yeah.
gonna name after the school.
And then Cavett was Dorcas Cavett was at the university. Oh, it was Roper.
Roper.
Huldah Roper.
I thought
Huldah
this-
Roper
you're
was the
right.
one who was
Huldah Roper. She was
Huldah
on the
Roper
police-
was the police department. She was
Right.
a social worker on the police department. Yes.
Interesting. And you see those schools today? How much bigger they are?
Oh yeah, they're lots bigger.
We celebrated Maxey this year 30 years.
Yes.
oh, is that right?
30 years.
Yep.
One teacher was in elementary school at Maxey. She teaches there.
Oh, wow.
There
Well,
were
that-
some other connections there also.
Yeah.
That says a great
I
deal
love
about
that, huh?
Lincoln.
Well, and your daughter Charlene is so active in the community.
Yeah, but she got her master's degree at the University of Missouri. That's how she met her
Well,
husband.
we'll
Is that right?
accept her anyway.
Because I got stories about my life on the basketball team at Nebraska. Well, that's the next subject, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, she went down and got her master's there, and there she was in library science and medical something. She wanted to be a doctor. And she went from there to Dartmouth and taught and stuff. From there, she went to the medical school in Omaha and worked. I don't know what she did there. And from there, she's the associate dean of Love Library. No,
So-
but she was just one of those kids that, well, she's the first one, of course. My other daughter's Michelle Maxey. She graduated from Kansas State. And then came Albert and then Aaron.
Let's go back to your basketball for a little while, for a little bit. I think when you and I talked before we started this interview, you said there were only two blacks.
And there were reasons for that. I think, did I tell you that? Oh, they wanted it to be that way,
Uh-huh.
which made it a lot easier for the black students or the players on
So
the
you
team.
had
Have
another
two at
another
least, yeah.
black
To a
person,
roommate.
or kind of roommate.
Yeah.
or
Or
so.
roommate. and there were some that had 4. I don't remember too many over 3.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to. I think at that time they were pretty selective on
Bet.
pairing people off and what might happen.
How was the team? Were you a winning team?
No, we were about 500.
Okay, that's a good record.
The highlight of not mine, actually be more like Herschel's, because I was a freshman and didn't play against Wilt Chamberlain.
Ah,
But in
Herschel
'57,
did.
Wilt Chamberlain at Kansas played Nebraska as I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Jim Kowalski?
Mm-mm.
He was the director of Nebraska something. Anyway, he moved up. But anyway, Jim Kowalski and I were freshmen together. And our job as freshmen, we would play the opposing team's plays that everybody else scouting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Would
Yeah,
get.
you were the scout team.
You go out and you think, this is their best play, this is that and the other. Then the freshmen go out there and play as Kansas against our players.
Yeah.
Which
So you played Wilt Chamberlain against Nebraska in practice? is that-
no.
Oh,
This is our
Herschel did.
Yeah, that's our Nebraska teams playing each other.
Yeah.
oh.
The freshman team is helping them out.
No, I mean you
pretended to be Wilt
pretended
we
to be Wilt
pretend to
Chamberlain.
do Kansas plays. There's no way you're going to do Kansas play. There's only one guy on the team. My story is this, and it's a true story. But Jim and I, because we're freshmen, we can't play, we're keeping score.
Okay.
And why we're keeping score is because they're video the game. That's what back in the day is. I don't know, it's
Film.
like this.
Yeah.
They
Film,
film
yeah.
the game. In order to get the score, rather than to keep doing it up, down, they look straight across at the scoring table, and Jim's on one side, and he's doing the Kansas, and I'm doing Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we score, we just flip these cards. So we flipped and flipped and flipped. Jim Kobaki came off the bench and wins the game, right? The score was like, you might look it up, exact score, but anyway, we win by 1 to 2 points. But you play each other. So you play one in Nebraska, and then Nebraska's going to play in Kansas. As I recall, we played Kansas about 4 days later at Lawrence. The score was 82 to 46. Wilt Chamberlain had 42 points.
Oh my gosh.
So he won the game.
We beat Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh boy.
We beat Wilt Chamberlain by 4 points.
There you go. That's true.
That's my story.
That's-
I say I'm sticking to
that's
it.
a good story
But it's
to
a
stick
good
to.
story, and a true story.
Yeah.
Well,
And then on top of that, after we beat them, Wilt said to the few blacks around, Albert, let's go. Where are we going to go? This is back then.
Yeah.
You just take off. They ain't going to leave until the next morning. The bus is going to drive them back, and they're in a
Yeah.
hotel. Where are you going to go? We're going to go down to T-Town. That's why I have that picture with him crawling in the basement at Robert Botts's house on something T Street.
oh, for Pete's sake.
And he's barely getting down, ducking his head. This basements of the
Yeah.
old houses. You
Yeah.
got to go down the steps. And that was just like, and so I have a picture of him sitting in the basement, his knees up this high. He's sitting back, and we're at the music, and we're just dancing.
You're hanging out with Wilt Chamberlain
Hanging
in
out.
T-Town.
The other story that's not a good one, but in Missouri, when you mentioned Missouri, we go down there to play. We get beat. And we go back to the hotel, and it's in the downtown area. And Herschel and I take our showers and say, okay, they give us a little meal money go and get something to eat. And we go downstairs in the lobby, and nobody around. And now it's, what, 10:30ish, after a game around 9 something, and by that's over. And we're just saying, well, we got to get something to eat. So we walk out, and we go right, and there's a cafe, beer place, and stuff like that. We walk in there. No, don't come in. We can't serve you here. And we stand there like, you can't. He said, no, I'm sorry, we can't serve you here. So I don't know, at that time, I had a brain idea. I said, you know what, I'm going to call the police department. This is kind of a reverse story, okay? So bear with me.
Was this in Columbia?
Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah.
So I said, let's call the police department. Call the policeman. Hey, we're members of the basketball team. We played you the guys tonight, and we got beat, yes. But we're having trouble finding someplace to eat. What do you think we should do? We will send you an officer out there. And Herschel and I standing there looking at each other, and all of a sudden, police car comes out, and we in the lobby, we see the car. We walk out there. Hey, there's 2 black officers in the car. Before I get to the point, Herschel and I have been cussing them out ever since. Because we get in the car and he said, this is our problem. They don't serve blacks. He said, yeah, they don't serve us down here in this area. I said, we just got through playing. We're trying to find a place. We go to this, I won't name the place. It's on the highway. And see if they feed you. You hear this? Herschel and I sitting in the back, the 2 officers in the front. So they take us out, and we go to this place. I won't name it. And they said they go in and check. They went in to check, and they came back, and they said, no, you can't eat there either. However, there's a room in the back, in the kitchen area. They will serve you there. Mm. I said, you got to be kidding.
Oh, boy.
So Ursula says, what they give me to go a cheeseburger and some chili? I said, well, give me a cheeseburger with fries. I like a chocolate shake. He had a Coke or Pepsi, and take us back to the thing. So we kind of said a few words against the officers. Hey, if they were me, and I'm on the police department, and a couple of blacks came to me and said, hey, we're having trouble because of color, we can't eat here, I'm going to pick them up, and I'm going to take them to the black area, and I know there's someplace there to eat.
You bet. Because there's someplace that those 2 officers are eating. Yes.
Yeah.
And they have to know that. So we've been cussing them out ever since. So that was kind of the.
That's a real world picture.
But then I try to tell them it is giving people a sight that they should know.
Yes.
Of course, my kids know it because.
I want to ask you. This has been a fascinating conversation. I appreciate you taking the time. I have one final question I'd like to toss out.
I have a question before your final question.
Go ahead.
I want you to talk about being an artist. You were an art major.
Oh, that's right.
You're an art
Why
major,
did that happen?
and since the police department and campus supervisor at LPS, you have a studio in the Burkholder, and you're a working artist.
I'm a working artist today.
I had that written down. I completely forgot about it.
We're having such a good time.
Yeah.
Art was pretty easy for me in high school and stuff. I majored in one thing in high school, which is important to tell the story. But my mother often would sit down and doodle and draw berries or plants and bowls and pots with flowers in them. And I recognized that. And then for some reason, I got into that. So any easy class for me was art. But my major in high school was plumbing. And people,
Really?
when I have this transcript from high school, took
It
it over
shows
to
that?
my counselor at the university. They looked at this paper and they see this art, plumbing, 3 years of plumbing? Interesting.
Very.
But was it like that at Tech in Omaha?
Probably.
Yeah.
Was that
I'll bet it was.
industrial school?
Yeah,
like?
it was an industrial school. It was a
But
technical
we
high
had
school.
dry cleaning, we had sewing, we had typing, we had painting,
Something
house
to help you get a
painting,
job.
Construction work.
all kinds of construction
Carpentry,
stuff.
yeah.
Carpentry. And for some reason, I like plumbing.
Well, there you go.
Because you have to build pipes, you have to thread pipes, you have to design how they're going to get
Yeah.
in and out. And that was kind of interesting to me. So my counselor said, I don't know where to put you. They put me in arts and science. Now, not like JoAnn and not like Herschel, they had taken some language and they have taken algebra and stuff like that, which you were further ahead, I guess, on the
Yes.
overall
Yeah.
education than what I was getting. Other than I turned out to be a good basketball player.
Yes, you did. Well, you also turned out to be a really good artist.
And I got that by practicing.
Yeah.
I mean, just doing it over again.
So, first Friday, you're open, right? In the
On
Burkholder
first
Project.
Fridays.
And so for people who haven't seen your artwork, describe
They can
it.
call me at any time.
But describe it. Are you a painter?
I'm in acrylics, medium, with canvas, mostly, along with pencil, ink, drawer. I do composites, self-portraits. I do animals. I do houses, like you've seen. I've did communities. I have a good person that hired me to do the whole area of Scottsbluff.
Really?
Corny. This woman, all the towers, there's a water tower. She wanted her house in there. She wanted her husband's house where he grew up. His car, her car. What else was in there? Where they worked.
All
And-
in one piece or separate?
No, it's
All
all,
in one.
52 by 48. 52,
big.
48. All these stuff, all for photograph that they sent me.
Mm-hmm.
I did 2 of them like that. Did you, who else did you might know that I did one for her? What did it'll come to me. But yes, they will. Now, other people will say, hey, my dog, here's a picture. Would you paint that? I'll do that in acrylics. I did a lot of stuff like houses and stuff in pencil. I might do a portrait of you real quick, in pencil and put some ink in there
Yes.
and add maybe a background or something. I do a lot of that.
And you're still doing that to this day.
I still do that. They had a project in Lincoln that you see now. They have hands. They used to have bicycles.
Yeah.
Hearts.
Yeah, hearts.
Hearts.
At one time, they had rain barrels.
That's right. I remember the rain barrels.
I did.
You did
those.
one of the rain barrels.
My trademark is silverback gorillas. You know a lot of those.
Yeah.
I have them everywhere.
Oh, I've
People
seen
will
that,
send
yeah.
me a stuffed gorilla. Come by. You got to see that stuff because I got gorillas everywhere. I got a self-portrait with a gorilla beside it. I have done stuff on the streets at about 20th and T Street.
Murals?
There's a mural on the side of, where Noman Church is?
Yeah.
Right next to Noman Church.
Okay. I did not know that. I didn't know you did murals.
Well,
Does a
if
little
they
bit of
ask me,
everything.
Of course you do.
I would try it. There's another good artist in town named JoAnn Woods. He and I both did that because it was kind of hard picking up 4 sheets of 6x8 piece of,
Yes, that's a
and
lot.
said that, the what's the name campus out in East Camp by Bob Devaney, where you can do
Innovation Campus.
Innovation Campus.
That place is out of sight. There's
Yeah.
some women in there that I'm trying to get all my T-shirts of all the runs I've done.
Mm-hmm.
I cut out the center to make a quilt because you just put that in the computer. And have you been there?
I have been there. Yeah.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah.
It's out of sight. But that's why I laid up pieces of plywood every day. You have to pay to do it,
Yeah.
but you got everything at your hand. That's probably one of the best things in Lincoln too.
It is. It's a real incubator for all kinds of make it
Right.
projects.
They're
Yeah.
making cabinets. They're
Yeah.
making. If you got something in your mind,
You can do it there.
you want to
can
make
figure it
a
out.
train, you can put it together.
So
Do you
my,
still play basketball?
No. Do I still run marathons? No.
oh,
No.
Did you climb Mount Kilimanjaro?
I wished I had with what's Dr.
Hutchins.
Hudson
I
and his
thought-
wife and
Yeah.
doctor
I thought
also.
you did. I thought you did
I
that.
did Pikes Peak.
You did Pikes
oh,
Peak.
Pikes Peak.
Well, that's it.
Oh my! Have you done Pikes Peak?
I've not done Pikes Peak.
Oh my goodness!
The air's thin up there.
Matter of fact, I did with all my running groups, and there's like
Yeah.
Jane Snyder and all these people, and who else is in that group?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
Yeah, a bunch of you.
and so we're going to do this, and they take off, and some of them like Scott, what's her name, Scott. She had done it a couple of times. And you start off together just talking like we're talking and all nice and trees and stuff. And then people either walking by you or you got a military group or they're right on by you and they're gone. So I'm doing all pretty good. And I thought this is out of sight. And then you see all the rock up there and you about see it right at the top of the trees. And your mistake is this. Turning around and
See
looking
where you
down the
came
hill.
from.
And it's what, only 13 miles, 14 miles. That's a half marathon. How many of those have I done? And you're looking down. Oh my goodness, you're looking out there and you think, this is out of sight. But when you take the next step, you're thinking, okay, and you try to take the next one.
Mm-hmm.
You almost have to get your mind to keep going because I'm walking pretty slow now, and I probably got another 3-4 miles to go. And you can see the women I was with Karen and all they're like this going up the mountain. And I'm struggling. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, why I'm so tired. It will wear you out.
But you made it, didn't you?
I got to the top and I said, where is that bus? Everybody want to go to the gift store? No.
I want to go down.
And on the way up, there's a guy leaning against a rock. And these guys that are monitors, they check you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they told this guy, you must go turn around and go
Oh,
back.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like you're.
And then I'm saying, look, I am up this high. I'm going to
And you made it. Huh?
I'm going to go. And I managed to get to the top, and I couldn't get off that mountain fast enough.
Well, I think the really deceptive part of it is that when you get above tree line and you can see the top, and it looks like it's really close, but it isn't
It's
close.
not.
It's not
3 or
close.
4 miles away.
Yeah.
Now, if you're looking, I have a line. If you're on an ocean or you're on and you look, what is it, 10 miles?
Yeah.
You see the end?
Yeah.
You got 3 or 4 miles. That is not.
That's a long way.
That's a
breathing
long way,
hard.
especially if the air's getting thin
Yeah.
and you're having trouble breathing and you're trying to drink water.
The highest I've been is 10,000 feet, and that I know how winded I was at that. But
Right. But what about Kilimanjaro?
Kilimanjaro's 19,000. Most people need oxygen the last 1,000 feet.
They do.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
I'm
that.
just I'm in awe of people, and I know people that have done that, but
They
it
cry
will not
when
be
they
me.
get to the top. I know
would
a
not be
couple
me.
other,
Yeah.
other than Dr.
Yeah.
Hutchinson.
So let me ask my final
Okay,
question.
you can do your final question. Now I'll
Okay.
stop.
Because you've been in Lincoln for 70 years, we decided,
Okay.
or thereabouts. And you came from Indiana, and people say, well, why did you stay in Lincoln? You have a reason or two that you stayed in
My
Lincoln?
answer in the past has been this, and I'm going to stick with that. I grew up. I grew up here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You came a boy and you grew up a man.
I'm sorry. But it just takes me back to what we've been through, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you've told us quite a bit of what you've gone through, and I
But,
just admire you for sticking it out. And,
I grew up in Lincoln.
uh-huh.
I actually grew up. I didn't know what God had planned for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I prayed a lot. Coming here and not having an education background like a lot of people, I did struggle. I did get beyond that. I learned a lot. And that's why I stayed. If it wasn't for JoAnn, and my friends, there was a lot of people that I grown to know.
Yeah.
Several of them were on the basketball team, like Jim Kawaki. Banker's Life, he turned out to be the head manager of the whole company.
Mm-hmm.
Millionaire. I continued to play sports like I liked. This was the ideal place to do that, to run the marathons and stuff like I liked doing. And I liked the people. It's a different because all my brothers and sisters there lived in a different world mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And this here it's just like you almost can be whoever you want to be. And you can do bad things, you end up, going to a bad place. But you could probably, if you worked hard enough, and for some reason, the answer to that, God put me here, and He put stuff in my past, my future, to keep me here.
Well, you've set a great example, and you are a good example for others like you and people like me and Marilyn. Thank
Well,
you.
Marilyn and I, we've done a lot of stuff. We did a lot of storytelling.
We have done a lot of
I
storytelling.
did a lot of substitute teaching in different places, even out, south, some of those places that probably two purposes. One, you're male, and one, you're black. You're trying to, the principals are saying, or the teachers are saying, oh, I'm going to be away. You got a substitute license. You got teaching this,
Yeah.
that. We'll take advantage of that. And, hey, you can do, I got your lesson plan. You know how it is. You could say, hey, on there, you could also show this movie. Or you can tell your story.
Mm-hmm.
And you told your story.
Huh?
And you told your story.
And most of the time they want to hear
They
what I
do want to
did.
hear your story.
Marilyn Johnson Farr, every summer, she wanted me at Doane College.
Mm.
The first reason is for me to take all the kids from Lincoln and all the surrounding schools. They have a tour to do over there. She comes every summer. And then there's a play period. They send them to where I'm set up, and I draw a picture. I got stacks of copies of the pictures I've drawn for kids from elementary school down, I think. I don't know if they got junior high schools out there now.
Probably not.
But yes, and for years and years, I don't know, probably 20 years in a row, I've just sketched kids and tear it off and give it to them. And some of the people that work there,
Yeah.
every now and then they'll say, well, you do a picture of me.
Well, thank you very much for
Thanks,
your time
Albert.
today. This has been just
Well, this turned out to be
really
okay. I was
special.
keeping thinking, okay, I can't remember. I am 88 years old. And I see the changes, and sometimes you think, Well, what? I know I'm supposed to be somewhere. And when you called it just like a light button, I said, oh, no, and
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what it's
drive
supposed to be.
Grace out.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and thank you for your
I
time.
really like this.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Albert.
You've been listening to Common Grounds, conversations from the roasting room at the Coffee Roaster in Lincoln, Nebraska. These conversations are designed to help us better understand the people who share this place and the stories that shape it. If something you heard today stayed with you, we invite you to keep the conversation going. Share the episode. Sit down with someone and talk. Thanks for being part of Common Grounds. We'll see you next time.